Hey, everybody, and we are live. Welcome to the October 7th, 2020 live chat. Today, I've come to talk to you about, are your bookkeeping needs simple or complex? Hope everybody's doing really good this week. Um, it's kind of a gray, overcast day here in Vermont. Actually, it's raining and it's pretty chilly. It really feels like October. So, anyway, let's just jump right into today's topic of, are your bookkeeping needs simple or complex? You know, has anybody ever asked you that question? I'm almost betting that they haven't. And, maybe have you ever even stopped to ask yourself or wonder whether your bookkeeping needs are simple or complex? I have a blog post coming out tomorrow and a survey. If you are in my Facebook group, I'm going to um, post the link to that free survey or quiz as soon as I get through with this little live chat. For the rest of you, stay tuned for tomorrow's blog post. Um, Running through this little quiz that I developed could answer a lot of questions, like maybe why you hate to do your bookkeeping. And yes, believe it or not, there might be a reason other than the fact that you hate doing it. It might explain why you're struggling with your current system, maybe even help you understand why you feel like there may be some missing information. And if you're using a spreadsheet system, it may answer why you have to keep creating additional spreadsheets to keep track of things. Okay. Um, Let me just tell you a couple things that I've learned in the last 30 plus years of being a bookkeeper. Most CPAs and tax preparers will rarely, if ever, ask you about your bookkeeping needs. They expect you to know. Okay. Wrong assumption, but they do. They just expect you to know. The other thing is that I've learned is the people that create handmade business bookkeeping spreadsheet systems, well, they create them based on what they think you might be or should be tracking. And then they turn right around and tell you that they use software for their own bookkeeping needs. Now, usually these same people will, lock that spreadsheet so you can't add or remove categories or change anything. So tell me, what good is a system that you can't modify to meet your needs? As a career bookkeeper, well, I look at things a little differently. I know that every business is unique and that no two handmade or creative business owners will want or need to track the exact same things. So, for example, let's say you're a maker. You might need to track yarn support that you receive from major companies, while another maker may not. As a pattern designer, you might sell your finished samples, while someone else will gift them or donate them to charity. As a designer, you might have a yarn stash that you need to keep track of as inventory, while another designer may only purchase the yarn for a specific project. As a business, you might sell in multiple places, while somebody else, like myself, may decide to only sell locally. Everybody's different. And because you're different, everybody is going to have different needs in their bookkeeping system. So seriously, you know, did hopefully I'm giving you something to think about. Hey, Novella, how are you? I hope you're well. I am going to turn this little banner off. But I did just want to come in here and, and talk to you and ask you, you know, I've seen bookkeeping spreadsheet systems that, there's all this stuff pre-entered and you can't edit or change or get rid of anything. Hang on a second. I need to cough. Sorry, the allergies are killing me. Um, and it, none of us are like born knowing how to do bookkeeping. It's something that we learn. And business owners really struggle with that because there's just, there's so many confusing terms. There's so many, little oddball working pieces that go into the makeup of your business. And yeah, we go out and we look for information on doing the books for a handmade business, and well, there's not a lot of information out there. And we end up with something that somebody else designed that we have to make work. Now, obviously, I'm a big supporter of doing the books for your handmade business. You need to know your numbers in order to make good financial decisions. But like I said, we're not all geared that way. And if we don't have some point of reference, well, we stumble around and we end up with something that just frustrates us to absolutely no end. Okay. Um, and that makes a really, it makes an icky task worse. So if you hate doing books, okay, because it's a pain in the butt, and you're using a system that really doesn't work for your business, well, that makes it 100 times worse. And we just get to a point where we ignore and ignore and ignore and procrastinate and delay doing our bookkeeping. And in the meantime, we really don't know, if we're making money, if we're losing money, where or what we're spending the most money on. Um, and all of those things, real business owners watch like hawks. Okay. I mean, I look at our financial reports for our software business every other day. And I know that sounds like, I'm sure you're all going like, oh my God, you got to be kidding. Every other day? No, I'm comparing um, this month to October of last year. I am comparing this year to date with last year to the same date. I need to know if my business is hitting targets in sales, in revenue, if I'm spending more money this year than I did last. I mean, all kinds of things. And when I look at that information, I can zero in on the impulse buys. Where I'm spending money that, I probably really shouldn't, but just because the money's in the checking account, I feel like I can spend it. And we all do that. I mean, we're all guilty of that. We log into our online bank account and it says, "Oh, you got blah 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 amount of money," and you think, "Oh yeah, I got enough money in there. I can spend a couple $100 on yarn, or I can spend $250 on a course, or I can spend 30 or $40 on a plugin that I may or may not use on my website." But all of those things add up. And sometimes they add up to a point where, we've really spent money that we shouldn't have. Um, because all of that overhead stuff, all of that stuff that doesn't go into the making of whatever it is that we sell is just excess. That could be money that we could be paying ourselves as handmade business owners. After all, didn't we start a business to make money, right? I mean, I realize we all love what we do. There's nothing more satisfying than taking a skein of yarn and turning it into something absolutely beautiful. But if we don't sell the finished item, or if we don't sell the pattern, or if we don't, then why are we calling ourselves a business? We should be a hobby. And as a hobby, well, everything changes, because as a hobby, you only report the money that you do make, and you can't deduct any expenses. And that's something that was brand new as of 2018 taxes. So that came into play last year in 2019 when we went to do our 2018 taxes. Um, and it's just like, why? So I came today to ask you that very, very personal question. Are your bookkeeping needs simple or complex? And I hope you all will take the survey tomorrow. It'll be quite enlightening. And you in the survey or quiz, whatever you want to call it, I do ask for your email address, because in order to get the responses, I'm going to email them to you. I can't do individual responses, and it would have taken more than the 10 minutes that I'm going to take of your time, for me to write out, in addition to the questions, to write out the answers. But I really do. I want you to think about it. You know, in order to figure out what you had for sales, how many places do you have to log into online and look? So think, if you sell on Etsy and Ravelry, and you sell through your website, and maybe you sell on some other platform, that's 4 different places that you have to go and look in order to figure out the sales for that month. And then you have to write them down, and then you literally have to add them up. Okay. Um, Bookkeeping systems are designed to slam a button, at least bookkeeping systems that are done in software. They're going to, you hit a button, you got a report, everything is there. It's really super important. So think about, are your bookkeeping needs simple or complex? Are you using a spreadsheet system? Do you think that, there might be something missing in that spreadsheet system? Are you kind of cranky that you can't modify it and just focus in on the things that you want to focus in on? And lastly, do you know what you should be focusing on? Okay. I mean, obviously, there's things that you need to track in order to keep the tax man happy. But what about the things that matter to you? You know, like how much money are you putting into your business? Can you tell me that number off the top of your head? How much money have you put into your business out of your own pocket since the first day that you started doing whatever it is that you're doing? Do you even know? Is it important? It would be important. To me, it's important. I need to know that amount of money because let's face it, none of us have a never ending bank account. Um, so, just some things to think about until tomorrow's blog post goes live. And like I said, if yeah, Novella says lots. Uh, eh, so, what tomorrow, when that blog post goes live, please come take the survey. Until then, think about what I've had to say here this afternoon, and just kind of a little housekeeping thing. Um, this is going to be the last time that I broadcast live on my Facebook page. When I started doing lives, they were a bonus or a perk for being a member of my Facebook group. Um, and I'm going to go back to doing that. I just did want to come and do a few lives on my Facebook page because, well, I wanted you to be able to figure out what I was talking about. Um, and I wanted to show you that I was a little different. You know, I'm here to talk about the bookkeeping for your handmade business. I'm not here to tell you another way of how you can sell your handmade items. I'm not here to tell you how easy it is to start a business or anything like that. I'm much more direct and to the point. So if you have enjoyed these weekly live chats, please join the Facebook group. Um, Otherwise, you're going to miss out. But, you know, I did want to hop out here and say, hi, this is who I am. This is what I talk about. These are some of the issues that I know were important to me when I started my handmade business, but I already had a bookkeeping background. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. And like I said, if you are a group member, I am going to post the link for that survey so that you guys can do it first. So until next week, for the members of my group, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will be popping in and out over the next few days. If you have questions, make sure that you ask, and I will see what I can do to help you out. So have a great rest of your day, everybody. Bye.